Hey everybody, Noah here from 3x3 Insights. Welcome back to Retail Untapped. We are here this week with Rob Mellion, the Executive Director of the Massachusetts Package Store Association. Rob, thank you for joining us on Retail Untapped.
Noah, welcome to Massachusetts and looking forward to talking with you today.
Tell us a little bit about your background, and we were talking before, what drew you to this role that you have now and in this fight that you're fighting with MassPack?
Every director of a state association probably has an interesting story. My story is that I came from small business. I grew up in the automotive parts industry. I grew up in an industry that didn't have a MassPack. I grew up in an association that didn't, or I grew up in a business that didn't have a state association that had its back. My business doesn't exist anymore. You know, very similar what happened to the automotive parts business is what happened to the independent pharmacist. And those types of scenarios are happening today for some within the alcohol beverage industry as it applies to retailers. At the same time, some retailers are embracing the change and are adapting and are making themselves resilient and sustainable going forward. And it's all happening right now.
I want to talk a little bit more about knowing your market and knowing your consumer. One of the foundations of what analytics is all about, it's not just numbers, it's pointing you towards the answers of what should I be doing, who is my consumer, what does the market want? Because at the end of the day, the market decides all. Talk a little bit more about how you can use knowledge of what happens in your store and knowledge of what happens in the market to understand your consumer and appeal to them.
I see this all the time in talking with our members. I frequently, there's not a day I don't talk to at least 5-10 members. And one of the conversations that we have is what they're doing in the back office to determine what's going to be seen on the shelves. I mean, this conversation pops up pretty much almost every day in conversations with retailers. So they are the successful people have adapted to the change by using technology, by using analytics to help them make their decisions. I see change as opportunity. And the way that you deal with a changing marketplace is to embrace the fact that it's changing and there's nothing you can do to stop that. And to embrace it by focusing on the things that you can control. That's the mantra that I try to pass along to our members, whether it's through our newsletter or it's through communication from interviews or it's through the information that we place on our website or advice that we're giving. That's the mantra, is accept that there's change, focus on the things that you can control, and do everything that you can to grow your business. You'll be fine. You know, to focus on fear is going to make your business implode. And quite frankly, you can't control those things that you have fear over. So what you can do to make yourself sleep at night is to focus on the issues that are going to grow your business. That's going to make your day a lot more fun too.
Let's bring it to the store level. Can you talk a little bit more from your perspective? What are those tools? What are those things that independent store owners and operators should be doing to stock their shelves better and make a difference and recruit new customers and grow their share?
The retailers who I see who are really knocking it out of the park, they are the ones who are driving the change within the local marketplace or within the state marketplace. They're the innovators. So it's not the person who's necessarily opening up their doors at 10 o'clock in the morning and then closing them at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. It's the person who's doing a TV show for themselves and becoming like the local know-it-all about wine. Or it's somebody who's using data analytics to know exactly what it is that they need to have on their shelf, because people's desire for things change all the time. People are fickle to some degree. Something that I observed in the marketplace here in Massachusetts over the summertime was the introduction of beers that had some hemp in it or hemp flavor to it. Those are gone now. And they were really cool back in like August, or they were, I would say even back in June, that's when we were first starting to see them. But you don't see them anymore. Now, right now, you're seeing, for the beer side of it, you're seeing, the Oktoberfest coming in as they always do at this time of year. So, you got to know your market, and your market's constantly changing.
Right.
And for that, you need to use technology to know your market, because that'll help you make good decisions too, not necessarily gut decisions, but good decisions through observation.